What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the next episode of the Brain Forge Book Club. We are reading Limitless by Jim Kwik. Upgrade your brain, learn anything faster, and unlock your exceptional life. I got that memorized now in case you didn't notice, boys. I didn't have to read the cover
I
that
saw it.
time.
I
But
saw it.
anyways, we're just gonna go ahead and jump right in. Not gonna hit you with a long, boring intro. Let's get everybody's overall opinion on the first chapter. Noah, what do you got for me, bud?
So I mean, like always, Jim Quick's just coming out with yet another fire piece here. It was definitely a lot slower, at least it felt, than the others. I kind of had to go back and do some rereading on steps, especially since he gets more concrete with steps to gain motivation here, and it's all about motivation and goal setting, which definitely doesn't really come the most natural to like of steps to get that. It's kind of intuitive in your head. So I definitely had to go back through to read a few times. What about you, Eric?
I agree. I definitely feel like there was a lot of repetitive in this book or in this part, excuse me, but I feel like the repetition in this book, he's really trying to ingrain something in your mind and really make you remember it. But overall, start off slow, but towards the end, like always, Jim Quick really hits the noggin with some crazy, crazy stuff. Love him.
Yeah, I think I definitely overall agree with what both of you were saying, especially Eric. I feel like it was a lot of good repetition in this chapter where he was somewhat saying the same thing but just saying it in a different way. So like you said, it's really just burning that into your memory.
Hmm.
And what I really like about that is everyone learns in different ways. So even while he might be saying the same thing, someone might connect to it a lot better one way than I would or you would or Noah would per se. Like I'm sure we probably all had a different part that stuck out to us um, more than the other.
100%. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, guys. Question number one. Let's get right into it. What are some things you've noticed you're doing differently since you read Limitless?
You
Uh,
want to start?
yeah, I would say for me, I've definitely started just doing those simple little tasks that are around the house or whatever it is that you need to be done. And it's funny because this book almost foreshadows itself without, like, I don't know if you guys are picking up on what I'm saying, but it's almost like the things he's saying are leading into his next chapter so well that I'm doing the things that are in the next chapter before I even read that chapter. Like
Yeah,
this chapter,
segues are crazy.
yeah, this chapter talks all about how setting your goals and doing small steps to reach those goals instead of taking off all at once to try to achieve those goals and shooting for the biggest picture. And I guess to wrap it up, what I was trying to say was I just do those small little tasks, and those small tasks just turn into doing the overall bigger task that I may need to get done. And now it's just like I don't even really have to think about them. I just do them because I think that's most of the problem is you think about things you don't want to do too much and you just don't do them.
Yeah.
Sorry to ramble there, but I was
Oh
trying
no.
to find the right words to piece that together.
Yeah, you're good, man. Yeah, so like I mean, pretty much like I was trying to do exactly pretty much the same stuff and just trying to break it into smaller goals and like just and then but I also really what stuck with me a lot too was like the how he was talking about how you should set your goals in the beginning, and he said especially the acronym SMART of like make sure your goals are specific, that they're measurable, and then actionable, which is basically like to get these nice little steps for it. And then he said that they're realistic. Very important thing. You want to try and shoot for the stars, but you really want to get there in steps, though, too. Is you can't just immediately start out thinking that you're gonna hit the top rung immediately. And then it's also time based. Like, and I found this personally very useful of just to be able to get a nice deadline in, because then you kind of you force yourself. I mean, I'm a really big procrastinator, so being able to get in those nice time deadlines that you have to complete it by really makes you push yourself more. What about you, Eric?
Yeah, man. I love what you guys are saying. I mean, I fully agree with 100% of what you guys are saying. But for me, I found myself not really stressing the small things, right? I can't control the uncontrollables. I have a better mindset. I'm thinking more positive. I know when little negative things or thoughts come to my mind, to just let them go, that they don't really mean anything. And with that being said, that's pretty much all I've been doing. Just really using what I've used in part two and implement them now. And since part three, excuse me, has came out, I can't wait to talk about it a little more with you guys, but let's get into it.
All right, so I got a question for you guys. Which part, if any, did you find yourselves going back to? If you did, and why?
Great question, by the way, Noah. There's this part in this book, it's called The Habit Loop, and I still have to go back and reread it. But it's essentially how creating habits are essential throughout your life, and it serves you in many ways, right? Throughout life, you are faced with like a variety of problems, and there's always, and the way that he describes it are in four steps. There's a cue, there's a craving, there's a response, and there's a reward. And I want to go back to page 156 because it's on that page. And he breaks it down into, for example, he breaks it down to going to get the mail. The cue is reaching your driveway or the front door at the end of the day. The craving is hoping there's something in the mailbox. The response is going to the mailbox to find out, and the reward is getting mail out of your mailbox. And I just find that so, like, I just find it so memorizing. Like, I want to memorize that so I can implement it more throughout my life. So that's pretty much the only thing I've have to go reread. What about you, Cody?
So like Noah said, there was a lot of acronyms in this chapter, so I found myself going back and rereading a lot of the acronyms, um, just to really, I don't know, they were just so good. That's mainly the main reason why I was going back and reading through them. There's just a lot of good information, uh, in this chapter, and that was, sorry, I had to make sure something was correct with the audio there. But there was just a lot of good information. So I found myself going back, looking at the algorithms a lot. Um, one part that I definitely stuck out to me, I put a bunch of stars next to it. I went back and reread this part. Uh, Personal identification he talks about in this chapter, and personal identification is one of the most important things. If you tell yourself you're a loser, you're gonna be a loser. Straight up. And you are not. You are not a loser. No one is born a loser. No one is born a winner. You become those things. So positive affirmations for yourself are key. You need to be telling yourself things like, I am motivated. I am willing to work hard. I am achieving my goals. Those are the things that you want to be telling yourself. You don't want to be, no negative thoughts, none of that stuff, guys. Let's just go ahead and nip that right in the bud. So that was one
Yeah.
part that really stuck out to me, and I went back and reread that because I talked a little bit about something similar to that in the last part, I think, and that's, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for me, it was like really, it was like you said, I was just going back to read the acronyms and get them just because you see them so much and you want to make sure that you have a good idea of what that acronym is and what it actually, beyond just the words of what it like represents as an idea. But for me, especially too, as like, I like things very concrete and some like good steps. So I was going back a lot to read the steps just to make sure that I could even simplify them in my notes and then even in the margins of my book. Uh, just to make sure that I had all like the ideas in terms that I can understand really simply and will stick in my head. Even though he does a great job with it, it's just that I need to reread steps like that and then make sure that I have everything precisely in my brain where I need to organize it. But also, and he does a great job with being able to teach you how to do that and he teaching you like especially the most basic building blocks to get your own source and information on that. But I also then really found myself going back to reread a lot because he really forces you to be engaged. There was a lot of prompts and a lot of spaces where you have to like write your goals, where you have to write like your passions and everything, and just what you think that you can do to get to those points and try and achieve those goals. And so, yeah, rereading it was really important for me to understand where like I stand with all of that too. So that was really helpful.
Very helpful.
Eric, do you have anything else you want to add? I wanted to maybe touch on
Sure. I
something
mean,
else.
What are your favorite parts of part 3? Cody, you want to kick off with that?
Uh, yeah, my favorite parts. One thing I wrote down. He asked you about your passions. What are some things you're passionate about? And I don't think that for me, passion is necessarily. I don't know how to word this the best way. I think I think for me, passion is like revolving a little bit. Whereas like I have things that I'm passionate about, but I have things that I focus more on at one time and I get really passionate about, and then put the other things back a little bit, and then kind of like keep that revolving. But right now, I wrote down three of my passions: exercise slash health, working out every day, trying to eat better. Which is not that hard. I mean, I don't follow a strict diet, but I don't eat garbage. It's pretty easy. uh, Reading is another one, as you can tell. If you're here, you obviously know that. And then expanding my income is another thing I'm passionate about right now. Just doing research, looking for other ways to make money and just better my current situation. You guys want to talk a little bit about your passions, or?
Yeah, so I mean, for me, mine was just trying to, like you said, it was trying to like get a healthier lifestyle, and then also just I he's really opened my eyes to more about just learning and wanting to learn and almost better yourself too. I mean, I talked about in the first video how I really liked the how he combines the philosophy and then the psychology of it too, because it's just it makes it more fascinating, but it also gets you to a ground level where you can understand like why your brain works this way, and he gives you just these very concrete facts on how you do it. So I found from that my purpose just I think would be pretty much learning, and then he also then was talking about your reason for that. And for me, my reason for wanting to learn is so that I can try and teach others too, and have explain them and like just see all the truth in the world or what the world has to offer, and being able to experience that and then see if I can help move that on to others too. Oh, but what about you, Eric?
Some of my passions, as I love how you guys brought this up. I only wrote down two. Of course, there's more. Like Cody says, that all it's all revolving. It's like a solar. You know what I'm saying? Just everything's revolving around another. But I mean, some of my passions are communication. I just want to learn how to speak and develop my communication skills because I feel if you learn how to talk to people, not only are you building your networks, but you're also connecting with people more. You learn how to talk to people various ways. One some of my excuse me, my second passion is creation. Cody and I have been creating for quite a few years, not consistently, but you see what we're doing now. No, I'm glad you're involved with it and a part of the team, and God bless. But at the same time, creation, this filming, I bought a course the other day just to learn a little bit more about film and make my videos more cinematic and film like movies. With that being said, the reason why is because I just want to learn a new skill and also just improve and learn and use my brain more. You know, so some of my passions.
Um,
Into
Um,
that.
so I got a question for you guys. It's a little kind of like a two-parter. Uh, what is one of your current goals, and what are some small steps you are taking to achieve those goals? So, like what he talks about, we spoke a little bit about, um, just taking the baby steps rather than trying to dive in head first and end up crashing yourself out. Noah, you want to start with that, or
Yeah,
Eric,
so I mean,
whoever?
I mean, I can start. Mine's gonna be short
yeah,
and sweet
if
because
you
I
want
kind
to
of
go
like
ahead.
spoke about it just not too long ago, like 50 seconds ago. But um, some of my goals right now is creation and film and communications, film creating. The goal, that's one of my goals. What I'm doing to make those goals come true is, learning. I bought a course, like I said, just to improve my skill and get to where I want to be. And then with communications, I mean, we're doing it right now, right? The more we speak, the more we improve our communication skills. And reading helps with that a lot too, because it gives you not only more to say, but you're learning from the best of the best. So that's pretty much what I have.
Yeah. For me, like my goals are just trying to, like you were talking about earlier, Cody, is just living as healthy as I can, really. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, just you can like I like to golf, I like to learn, I like to I mean just every healthy mentality and just being healthy in general is good for all of that. It helps you really just get in the zone. And he talks about the flow state of basically that's like where your mind is like learning is effortlessly. You kind of like tu almost tunnel vision and you get to see like almost you see like your goal and your before you know it, your the task you were working on is completely done. And so just then it seems, especially what he was talking about this whole time, especially with like making you have a clean environment, like your house is clean, making sure that you're eating well and staying healthy, you're getting sleep, and that you're constantly learning new things too. And so just especially the goals and then the motivation that he teaches you on how to get it through this section here has just been amazing. And so that's, I'd say, has been contributing to my goals of being able to try to learn and just live healthy.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I could be wrong, but I don't think either of you gave me your baby steps on what you're doing to achieve those goals.
Oh,
I said I the film I got the course, you know what I'm saying? That's baby
Okay,
steps. I'm still
true.
learning.
You did say that.
Yeah.
Noah, did you give any baby steps?
I don't think I did, but my baby steps are that I'm just trying to make sure that I clean up around the house, that I'm trying to eat as healthy as I can do, and then I'm also just trying to push myself out of my comfort zone to try to learn some new things, just to keep it interesting and just to keep it fresh and everything too.
Deal. Uh, so I guess it's my turn. My current goal, the two goals that I am really focused on right now, is bettering my physical and mental health. Um, rather mental fortitude rather than health, I would say. Um, so that's really all there is to it. The baby steps that I'm taking to complete those things, as far as bettering my physical health, like I mentioned before, I'm trying to eat better, working out every day. I also, so far this year, have not taken a warm shower. I take explicitly cold showers. I did take one warm shower because I was sick and I did not want to get into the cold shower when I was sick, but that was the only exception. He talks about cold showers in this part actually too, and I think it's really is beneficial. Um, a cold shower
Wakes
is,
you up.
it's not necessarily something that you want to do no matter how much you do it. Like I took one an hour and a half before we got on this call, and I like even this many days into the year, I didn't want to get in there, bro. I really didn't. But once you get in there, it translates into other parts of your life where you're like, this is just another cold shower. Just do it, and it's not that bad. So that's one baby step, I would say. That's more on the mental fortitude side as well as the better in your physical health. There's plenty of benefits for physical health taking cold showers. I'm not going to get into that. You guys can go do the research on your own. Um, but
It's good for you.
that's
That's what he's
Yeah.
saying.
yeah, that's pretty much for me. If you guys have anything you want to talk about real quick, I have a little bonus for the viewers that I just want to pull up here from.
No, what was your favorite part of the book? We didn't get to you with that part yet.
I remember.
Or that question
Oh,
yet.
mine had to have been the steps. I mean, everything. It's just it's reassuring to be able to see like how you can get motivation. Because I'll admit, I sometimes I stumble and I get really lazy or procrastinating, and it's just so being able to have some concrete steps where I can tell myself like up here, like you gotta really get into it. And it's like we were talking about this earlier, is you gotta kind of trick your brain into stuff into
Yeah.
being able to do like you have to be able to trick yourself into reading the into going to the gym. You just lift a few amount of weights, or you just do a maybe some cardio on the treadmill, or you can like if you're reading a book, you just get that first sentence down, and then it doesn't seem nearly as bad once you start doing it.
Yeah.
I don't recall if it was in this part or not, but similar to what you're saying, I think in one point he says motivation isn't something you just either have or you don't have. Motivation is learned. And in another book I read about David Goggins, he talks about the same thing where motivation is only temporary, but discipline is permanent. So if you discipline yourself, motivation will come along with that. But the little bonus I had for the viewers, Jim Kwik lists his top 10 brain foods in this chapter, which are the healthiest foods that you can have to feed your brain. As he says, your brain is responsible for consuming 20% of all the fuel you put into your body. That is insane, guys. It is taking 1/5 of the energy you're putting in your body. But Jim Kwik's top 10 brain foods are avocados, blueberries, broccoli, dark chocolate, believe it or not, eggs, green leafy vegetables, salmon, sardines, caviar, that's all in one, turmeric, walnuts, and of course water. So guys, add those to the shopping list, go pick them up. That is the end of this video. Just to wrap up, again, we just covered Limitless part 3. That was chapters 7 through 10. Next time we meet back, we'll be covering part 5. We're going to break that up into 2 sections because it is the end and is the longest of all. We're going to be reading part 5, chapters 11 through 15. Please feel free to grab the book, read along with us. Like and subscribe for more. Drop your comments down below. We'd love to hear from you. Answer our questions. Ask your own questions. We'll get back to you. So again, guys, Limitless by Jim Kwik. Upgrade your brain, learn anything faster, and unlock your exceptional life. Peace out. Love you guys. Go be limitless yourself.
Nobody believes in you. You've lost again and again and again. The lights are cut off, but you're still looking at your dream, reviewing it every day and saying to yourself,